me or viewing what's going on the screen, please click the raise hand button that's on your GoToMeeting box, and I'll try to get that fixed for you. All right, and so this webinar is going to be on basic customization, overall layout, and pages. What I like to do is just start with a basic page that we have here. As you can see, Bulldog Bar and Grill. When you first set up your store, it'll pretty much show up just like this, pretty blank. You may have a logo entered on there by us, or you may have done that yourself earlier. These promotional products icons will automatically populate here. Your search bar will be in the standard position to the top right. And pretty much all of your boxes that house any of your products or anything like that will be gray. Pretty basic template when you first start. And you're welcome to your website. Your website would be, your name here, would be populated down here, and it would have some standard verbiage for promotional products that has your web or your company name in there. So what we want to do is actually change some of these images on the site to kind of give your site more of a pop, take it away from the template-based site and start to draw your customers in by your colors or your logo, that type of thing. So what we do when we go into the back end of our site, our Manage section, we'll be brought to this home page here. Now I mentioned the logo up at the top of the page, which we might have entered for you or that you might have entered. That's housed in a place that's called Overall Layout. So Style and Overall Layout is where you'd access that logo. And this logo is going to show up in the text HTML box here, which is designated by these grids here. You see this bumpy surfaced module here. These can be moved up and down wherever you want them on your page in Overall Layout. When we want to edit this, we would click the E, and that would show us exactly what shows up on the top of our page. Now you may notice that the promotional products aren't showing over here. That module or that list is actually a default that comes through our system, and it's actually going to be in the Style and Colors section of the website, and I'll actually get into that when we get into the pages part of it. So we have our logo here. That's our default that we've uploaded or we've uploaded for you. If we wanted to change this logo, we could simply get rid of it, find the logo we want on our desktop, assuming that we've already downloaded it onto our desktop. We're going to browse, and then we're going to find that file. So I've downloaded a Bulldog file here and simply open. Now once we open it, we want to go ahead and upload that, and it'll show up in our bank here, our folder. Now it'll save in this folder also for as long as you wanted to. If you wanted to create another folder, let's say you had two different types of logos that you wanted to have customized and housed, you could create a new folder and name that, and you could put a particular order of logos in there or images. So now that we have it uploaded, let's click on that hyperlink, and it's populated in the preview screen here. Now here we can change the width and the height. When you see this little lock here is locked, that means that if you change the width, it'll also change the height automatically for you. If it's unchecked, what happens is you can actually alter the width and the height separately. So we'll click OK, and we have our new logo here. The next thing we'd want to do is save our changes. Now this logo is saved on the back end of our site. At the moment, if someone went on the front end of your website to view it at your URL, they would still see the old Bulldog because it hasn't been published. So we want to make sure every time we save changes to anything in the back end of your website, you need to publish that. Now we do have a preview button too to see what it's going to look like after you publish it. So let's click there. And this is pretty much what this page would look like. So we'll close that. And we're satisfied with the changes, so let's publish. And once that stops scrolling up here, that's when you know that it's done. So you can click close. And then we want to go ahead and view our site. We could either click this hyperlink here to view the front end of our site, which would open another browser window, or I already have one open. We could just F5 to hard refresh, or just refresh here. And we see our logo changed. Now we'll get to this promotional products image in a second also. A lot of times I like to tell customers that if you want to go ahead and get rid of this, this makes it easier for the white background to kind of flow into the background of your website, assuming that it is all white on the background of your website. A lot of people like to leave this up there just to as another image showing that it is a promotional products website, but it's completely up to you. So on the front end of our site, I wanted to point out one thing that you might have noticed. You have your management console bar up here and your edit page and your logout. Now once you've logged into the back end of your site, then you either click view site or hard refresh the page like I did. This will show up for you as more of a shortcut. So if you wanted to edit this actual page, you would just click edit page, or to go in the back end of the management console, you would click there, and that would take you to your home page of the back end of your website, where you can change your general settings, that type of thing. So we've changed our logo here, but let's say we want to change the verbiage down below of our welcome to Bulldog Bar and Grill. So what we could do is actually go to the back end of our website again, find that page, which is the home page, that's where that text is located, and we'd edit contents, edit layout and contents. And you see we're on the back end here again. So what we do is find that module that houses our verbiage, and we see it here. It's actually a text HTML block. That's where you would select that that module to house any text HTML or even any images. We can house JPEGs, GIFs, PNGs. Those formats would work in here. So if you had logos or you had verbiage and then you wanted to show a logo below it or on the side of it, anything like that, you would actually access a text HTML block, and I'll show you where that's pulled from. If we go up here to the top left, when we're either in our overall layout or any of our pages, this drop down will show. This is where we can add modules to any part of our page or overall layout. So in this case, what we have is the text HTML block, and that's where our verbiage is held. So if we click that and click Insert Module, that block would show up at the top of our page. Then we'd have the ability to move that up or down any way we wanted to. So right now I'm just going to stop and check my screen to make sure that everyone can hear me. I have one raised hand. And I'll ask if it's a question regarding any of this that I'm going through, if you could save your questions until after the webinar is over, I'd be happy to answer that. If it's a technical issue, just type in the chat box what the issue is, and I'll try to respond to that as quickly as I can. Okay. So next what we have is our text HTML block, which I'll get back to. So in order to alter this, any of the verbiage or anything, we would edit the same way we did the previous logo. And this is standard. This comes on all of your websites when you first sign up or start a trial. If we wanted to change any of this verbiage, all we would have to do is just type in the white box here. If we wanted to make any changes, just type it in, just like a regular document. If we wanted to bold all of it, select it, click B. So it's standard. It's very easy to use. The only thing you have to do, remember, is just save your changes and then publish, and that's pretty much it. Now you do have a toolbar up here that gives you a few more options. How we loaded that logo before is by clicking this tool right in between the anchor and the flash symbol. So we click there, and that allows us to browse our server again and then pull either images or any text that we might have already written down that we want to paste in this particular module. We could do that the same way we uploaded the logo. Another thing that's awesome that we can do in here is actually link to any of these words or any images in the system. So if we wanted to, have the thank you page linked to a website that was external or a page HTML or a page HTTP, we could actually link it here by clicking this world sign with the chain. And if we knew where we wanted to go, we'd type in www. Let's say thankyou.com. Not sure if that's a real website, but we'll see in a second. We click OK, and you see it's underlined here and hyperlinked. So we would save changes, and we would need to publish. And now let's see what that looks like. Okay, we're all set there. So we'll just go ahead and close this here. Go to the front end of our site and refresh. And let's scroll down and see if our link pulled through, and it did. So if we click that, one thing I did not do is actually have the link go to a separate page or open a separate browser tab. You have the ability to do that from that menu also. We'll probably go into that in depth at a later time on a different webinar. But you have the availability to where if they click thank you, it actually opens another browser window, and it doesn't just take your whole site to this thankyou.com, because that's what we're about to go to. So it can link to external sites. It can link to internal pages. You just have to set that information up in your system, and it's pretty easy. And also what we can do is actually schedule any type of one-on-one training for you if you need. All right, and I'm going to pause right for a second, and I do have a question here. Let's see. I believe, Carrie, you had your hand raised. If you wouldn't mind typing in the text box what your question was, I can go ahead and try to answer that real quick. Okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and continue. Sorry about that. So pretty much that link would take us to an external site, but we have the ability to make it just open up another page so our site doesn't go away. So we'll simply just click the back button, and we're back at our site. So let's say we want our welcome to Bulldog Bar and Grill to be, maybe at the top of this product list before we even, get to the products. We want to hit our customers with welcome to our company, and this is what we do, this is what we're about. And let's say we want it up top. That's pretty easy to do also. So we go to the back end of our site, My Pages. We'd go back to our home page and edit layout and contents. And all we need to do is just simply click and hold and drag this module all the way to the top. And from this page, all we need to do is publish, and that's going to show on the front end of our website. And there we go. So there's some basic customizations you can do to just pretty much change, how your website functions, how it looks right out the bat. What we'll do now is actually get a little bit into colors, because that's really going to make your website stand out. What we need to do is just go on the back end again, close this here, and on our top toolbar we'd go to Style and Colors. And this is where I'll also show you where that grouping of promotional products can be changed. So we'll go to Style and Colors. Now on the back end here, when we change any of our colors, our store websites are pretty much run off of hex codes. There's a really easy way to create your own hex codes, and that's by going to Google hex codes. I believe it's going to be the first one on the search. You would click that, and then towards the bottom of the screen there's going to be a color wheel, and let's actually go there now. So I'm going to type in my search Google hex codes. Oops, spelled Google wrong. All right, so I'll click here, and it's the awesome free tool. So it's www.tocreateawebsite.com, and then it's /build/hex -colors.html. All we need to do is scroll down this page, and we'll see here we have this color type wheel, and we can drag our color, select, and it'll populate over here in this swatch link here. All we need to do is highlight this code, copy it, and head back to our website. You see it generated that number code, which we have corresponding here. All of these are number codes. The body background of our website is white. So white is, in hex code terms is pound, 6 Fs. So if we wanted to change anything, we just put that code in. What I'm going to do is put it in our toolbar, our header links. So I'll just Control V, put that in, and it'll actually give me a preview of what that looks like here. And let me change that text to white. It's pretty easy to just eyeball some of these things, especially if you have a basic company color that doesn't get too much into gradients or shades. You should be able to pick out your colors in here, or something at least close to it. So I'm going to change my text here to white. You see this text box here. Change that to white. And now my text is turned white. My background is that background that we created from that hex wheel. We'll scroll back up to the top and select Save Changes. Now I'm going to go to the front end of my site and refresh. And you see that top toolbar has changed. So there's a lot of ways to change, your colors in the system. The hex codes is a pretty basic way to do it, and it's pretty fun and easy to test around also. Now, if we wanted to change any of these, let's say, any of these product lists, we can change this top, gray bar. We can change the header titles of these side categories. This virtual sample here can be changed. These categories can be changed. So there's a lot of different color changes we can do. We can change our overall background. We can change the footer. But yeah, that would be a way to do that, would be in Style and Colors. So let me just go down to that place where we would change the top promotional products grouping. It's going to be here in header background. Right now it's on show. If we click none, that's going to get rid of that for us. So we'll save changes. Go back to our website, refresh, and we see that's gone. So it looks a whole lot better now because we don't have the gray, particles bleeding into the white, image that we have showing to the left. Now you'll notice also we do have a little bit of white coming over this slightly gray bar here. If you wanted to change that, and usually when you upload JPEGs, it'll give you that white background, but it won't format it down so it's right in with the back of your website. So I'll quickly go over that and just show you how to make that change. It's very easy. We'll go to Style and Overall Layout again. We're going to go into Edit this module that has our logo. And all I'm simply going to do is, if I can find it, I'm going to drop it down just one click down. I'm going to see if that actually changes how it looks on the front end. It should drop it down into the overall white background of our website. We'll see if that worked. Okay, yeah, so now we have a smooth, solid white background with our logo. Looks nice. If we wanted to change the color of this toolbar, simply go to Style and Colors and just make those changes. And I'll pause here. I do have a question. Okay, I have a question of how do you create a custom header? I will actually, I'll go ahead and take that question for now. If you don't mind, anyone else that has any questions, just hold them till after the webinar, but I will address this question. There are several ways to create custom header backgrounds. You would need to do that in an external site or tool, like if you have AI, Adobe Illustrator, or Photoshop. As long as you create that custom header with the correct dimensions, you could do that, and I'll actually be able to give you those dimensions after. I'll send an email out so far as all the dimensions that you would need to create your custom header, that type of thing. But you would need to create that in a different program, make sure that it's formatted as a JPEG, GIF, or PNG, then upload that. From there, like we changed the logo here, you can change the width and the height. I'm assuming that you would want it to go, across the top of your screen to both ends to kind of match the website. That can definitely be done, but it does need to be formatted first before it comes over into our system. Okay, and so moving on, what I'll show you also is just adding a few images to your website that you want to pretty much show on all of your pages. So no matter what page a person or your customer clicks on, they're going to be able to see that image on the side that might link to their Facebook page or your Facebook page, or link to a blog or an external site, or just pretty much give them information that's on an internal page in your site. So to do that, what we need to do is go to the back end. I'm going to close out of here. I'm going to go to Style and Overall Layout. Now, what I add in Overall Layout will show on every page in the system. So what I'll do is click Text HTML Block, insert the module, and so it automatically takes me into Edit It, because since I just opened this module up, there's nothing in there. So it's just saying, okay, got the module, what do you want in there? I can either enter text. If I had source code, if any of you have graphic designers or have any graphic design skill, you can enter in your HTML code here. You'll know that you're in that code because it'll be highlighted blue. If you unclick that, it goes back to your normal taskbar here. So if you knew any code, click there, copy, paste, or enter in your code here, save changes, publish, and it would actually format that code for you. So what we'll do is actually, I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to grab another logo or another image from my desktop. Upload that, and I'll open that, and let's say I want to take this down to 100. I'm going to select OK, and I have this formatted here, so save changes, and we see that image show up there. Now I'm not quite happy with the size of that image, so let me go ahead and just edit it again. I can right click this image and go to image properties, which takes me right to edit the width and height. I'm going to change that to 200, click OK, and save changes. Now you see how it bleeds over here. If I had any content in the middle of here, it would actually overlap that. So let me actually go back in here, And I'm just going to make this 150. Actually, I'll do it 140. That should be good. Save changes. And I'm happy with that size there. Now what I can do is move this up and down to the middle if I want to. I'm going to move it over here on the side. And like I said, we can link that to anything we want to, external or an internal page. Anything like that can be linked to this particular image. All we do, just like we did the text, is go ahead and link it, highlighting the text or highlighting the image. And I'll show you that. Highlight the image, and we're going to click our world with the link sign, enter in the information if we wanted to go to an external site. If we wanted to go to an internal site, we would know what it was. So if this is Bulldog Branding or Bulldog Bar and Grill, we would actually copy that, put that in here, then whatever page it would be. So bulldogbarandgrill.usa.clickpromo.com/eco products, and that would actually take us to that eco products page. So we'll save changes here, and we're going to publish. And in a few seconds, that will go ahead and be live on the front end of our page. F5 to refresh, and we have that product there. We have that symbol. So there's a lot of different ways to customize your websites. If you do know any simple code, like I said before, that's a good way of totally altering these websites. The templates that come out are basic. We do have several coming out in the short term, but these, if you have a web designer or anybody going on the back end, they can totally make this site change to look totally different. All of this could be coded on the back end, or you can move things around just to make it, look very unique. And we also have availability here for one-on-ones to kind of help you go through a little bit of that. At the moment, we don't have the design services, but I'm sure that's coming down the road. But we can at least help you with, getting your logo on, sizing, changing colors, adding, some simple formatted images, anything like that. We can help you out with here. So just give us a call, and that's at 866-564-6247. So moving on, I want to just go ahead and briefly touch pages. It works very, very similar to overall layout. It's going to have modules just like we have here on the back end, but you have the ability to add as many pages as you want and customize them how you want them. So I'll close out of here, and we're going to hover over pages, and My Pages is actually what we've been looking at by editing, layout, and contents. That'll automatically show up with every page you have on your store system. Whether it's live or whether it's hidden, all of your pages will show up in My Pages. So what we want to do is add a page. And there's some basic information that we can have to add a page. Page title and page URL are the two most important things. If you do have a meta description that you already have in the back end of one of your existing sites, or if this is your website, you would want to go ahead and put that in. So search engines can find you and list those results on Google, Yahoo, those type of search engines. If there's any keywords that you have, go ahead and put those in also. But so far as the analytics and the the meta description and this SEO, I'm sorry, that's something that is available. We do have some articles and some videos that you could watch that are available to go through how you would set those up and what keywords you would use. So we'd set up our new page. Let's just say it's going to be a sale page. So I'm going to set up sale, and I'm going to set it up in bold. And let me put some of these bad boys there. So what we need to do here is just type in sale. If we wanted a meta description, we can do that. We could say sale promotional items discounted. And if we had any keywords, those would be separated by comma. We could say discounted, sale items, 50% off, 40% off, limited time, anything that would help that sale page get found. So we'd add our new page once we're satisfied there. And we would, oh, and I think it got rid of the sale title because I had the quotations in there. I think the system doesn't take that, so let me just go ahead and type it in normal. Save changes. And our sale page has been created. Now, the sale page has been created, but it's not live. And it's actually a little bit more in depth than just saving the changes and then publishing it. We actually have to make that new page live as a button on our toolbar. So what we need to do to make that happen is go to Style, Overall Layout, and we're going to find that toolbar module. And this module is actually called Bookmarks. So unlike HTML, this is called Bookmarks. This is where we can add pages, any external site we can link. We can do that here. So we'll click E to edit. And what we have here in the drop down is category. If we wanted to add a product category, we could add that here. Let's say we wanted t-shirts, we'd add that category and then insert it. We could add particular products. We'd enter that product code and it would actually show on that toolbar. But right now we'd want to add page. If we wanted to add a web address, we could do that, or a particular heading, we could do that also. But in this case, we want to add that page we created. We'd find that page in this drop down here, and sale is the first one. We'd insert that. And then we also have the availability, if you see these crosshairs here, we can move the sale, say, to the middle, or if we wanted it on the bottom, we could do that. Next, all we have to do is save changes. And we see sale in the middle of the other categories. And again, make sure you publish the page to make it live on the front end of the site so your customers can view it. Wait till it finishes scrolling. Go back to the front end of the website. Refresh. Now we have our sale page, which can be accessed. Now, if we wanted to add content to that sale page, we would just need to go to that particular page. So we'll close, sale, edit layout and contents. And again, that's where we can add any text, any images, any products. If we wanted to, we could add that here. It'd be right in the middle of this page here. And to add any of those modules, we click up here to the left. If we wanted to add, any forms that we create, Google Maps, Facebook, anything like that, we could add that to that page that we've created. In this case, for a sale page, we obviously want products, whether it's a product in our system or if you've entered that in your vision system and pull that over, that product code will show on your store, and you can add those products in there. You could add images of the products if you don't want your customers to go right in and select or try to inquiry that or buy. You can just have images of your products if you want to that are under that sale category. They can contact you for pricing. You can do anything you pretty much want to. So that's creating that page. And at this time, what I will do is open up to a handful of questions that we could go through. Again, I don't have, I probably won't be able to answer everyone's question, but feel free to send an email to support@tradeonly.com or give us a call at 866-564-6247. This webinar is going to be recorded and posted on the web within the next week, so you will have access to go back through that. And I also encourage everybody to try a one-on-one directly with us, and we can go ahead and get you set up with some one-on-one training. We can go on your website, help you get that type of thing figured out. So I'll open up the questions and just type your questions in, and I will try to go ahead and answer those. Okay. All right. Please bear with me. I actually I'm looking for my question bar. It went away for some reason. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Let me open this box a little more. Can you show how to add a rotating featured product box? Actually, Robert, I'm not sure how to do that. I believe that's a little bit more technical. I will ask my colleagues and actually try to get back to you via email on that. I'm sure, I know it can be done, but let me just notate that. Notating. Okay. Let me move on to the next question here. How do you change the products that are listed on the website? That would simply be by adding a product module, going on the back end, and then entering those product codes that you have in Vision. So if you know those product codes of the items that you do want to show, just insert that module, a product list module, and it's going to ask you for those product codes. You would list those, insert, and that would show up on the website after you publish it. If you didn't like any of the ones that were already pre-populated, just delete those modules and then start over. Can you add sound, video, or flash images? Yes, you can add flash images. Actually, I haven't been asked a question on the sound. I'm not sure. I can check for you also, Scott. Give me a second. I'll write that down. But yes, you can add flash images, and I believe you would need to put that in the source code. But I will talk to my colleagues to find out if we can, do that on the fly. Okay, let's see. Do I use the ink tool to link a banner, to use a special flyer, then a vendor has created in a PDF form? Yes, you would definitely use the link tool. As long as you know that PDF path, you could type that in there, and that would take you right there. And you can set an image for that path on the website, so when they click it, it populates. So that, yes, you can do that. How does a client make a purchase? The shopping cart. Currently, we don't have a shopping cart. That's actually going to be rolled out in version 2.0. I don't, unfortunately, have a date that would definitely be rolled out. But I know that is the e-commerce side. That is something that we are working on getting out as soon as possible, and we would definitely let everyone know via email when that feature becomes available. Okay, is there different templates looks? Yes, Mike, we do have some other templates coming out. We have a couple templates that are already on the website. I believe it's Vision 1 and then Vision 2, something like that. One of them has, the first one has more of a paisley, flowery background on the back end. It's a beautiful template. And then the other one, I believe, has more of a corporate type feel to it. Both of those are okay, but we do have some other templates that are being worked on as we speak to be rolled out in 2.0 or possibly before. So once any of these changes come through, we'll definitely let everyone know before we bring it out, so that you can take a look at it and have a play around. Okay, and so if that's all, what I'll do is go ahead and conclude this webinar. But I encourage everyone to please, give us a call, schedule a one-on-one. All you need to do is call 866-564-6247. Our email is support@tradeonly.com, or if you would like to schedule a one-on-one with myself, my email is jonathan.hall@tradeonly.com, and I'll actually send you a link to fill out when would be a good time, for us to do a one-on-one time, date, anything like that. We can do that. And I have one more question. Can a logo be uploaded in a vector format? No. As long as you convert that vector to a PNG or JPEG, that would be the only way you could get it in. If it's just fresh, like out of Adobe Illustrator or any other editing tool, it wouldn't recognize that format. But as long as you can change that vector and save it as a web image, for JPEG, GIF, or PNG, you could do that. Okay, and I will get back to Robert on the rotating banner and Scott on sound and video as soon as I can. So just bear with me, and I thank everyone for joining this webinar, and everyone have a good rest of your week. Thank you.